Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode we finished the last scenario done by Ephesos. And now we got a couple scenarios to do that were just one-shots made by people who did only one scenario and then moved on, as far as I can tell. And the first one we got is a scenario over here called Witch Hunt by someone named Nyoka. A peaceful area of Izo has suddenly been racked with an unusual bandit problem. The Tikor Forest is one of the least inhabited places within the continent of Izo. Among locals, it's renowned for the peace it has held for many years. The lush forests have never seen any sort of warfare, and even animal attacks are uncommonly rare. Sadly, it was too good to last. The Empire has sent you to dispatch a small group of brigands hiding within the depths of the forest. Apparently, they've been launching small raids and threatening lumber shipments that are exported from the region. You arrived in the town of Losno yesterday, and were lucky enough to find a warm place to sleep. Refugees have been pouring in from the surrounding lands, hoping to get shelter behind town walls. You think about your orders. You are to report to the mayor and see what he has to say about the problem. Perhaps he can shed some light on the situation. Let's hope so. And, of course, this is a fresh level 1 party. Yeah, grab it. Right, there's nothing I can improve here, so let's take a look and... Ah, pants, yes. You don't! Draco, why are you so averse to pants? Alright. That's the town hall, so we'll probably go in there last. What I do, look around first. Oh, hello. The refugee, like the others, is clothed in tattered rags and emaciated. The refugee also expresses a wish not to speak with you. You knew that many refugees had congregated in Losno for safety, but you never imagined this. Over a dozen people have crowded into this back corner of town, inhabiting the local warehouses. Conditions here are simply deplorable. Thankfully for most of these people, this situation will be rectified shortly. That is a lot of refugees. Everywhere, jeez. Talk about crowded. I never really see that many. Okay, can't get in there. The defenses of this town are not as impressive as they appeared at first glance. There's only one or two archers every several windows, only just providing an overlapping line of sight. You shudder to think how easily someone could get in here if they actually tried. I'm probably going through this a bit sooner than I should be, but meh. Right. I didn't intend to go through there. Was there something? Looks like there's a marketplace in the middle there, which is nice. There's back through this. Take a look at the other side of the wall. Yeah, every few windows, try every 5 or 6, if that. Oh wait, that's down. We'll save Town Hall for last. Oh, we don't even have lockpicks. This guy might have, though. This man is tending a small stall here in the pavilion. Doesn't look like he gets much business, which would explain why he jumps at the chance to sell something to you. Hi, can I sell you something? Well, at least he gets to the point. I see 3 stalls here. Why are only you present? Well, the others disappeared when the brigands started attacking. Sad, isn't it? But I have decent goods and low prices. Wow, he doesn't lay off the marketing for even a second. Disappeared? Yeah, those brigands were nasty. They keep making people disappear. But I think my competitors are scared off by my quality wares and low prices. Do you ever stop advertising? Of course I do. I care about all sorts of stuff. Now, since you insulted me, are you going to buy something? You can't find lower prices anywhere. Alright, let's see your wares. We need some lockpicks. There, that should be good. Now let's see if we can pick any of these locks. Definitely not that one. That one we can, though. And there's coins in here. We definitely need it. 79. That's good. And a blessed cloak. Right off the bat. Nice. Also, why are you using a lesser sword? And that shield should go on you, shield. Okay, nothing else in there. That's interesting. Ow. That was unexpected. But hey, coins. Gold coins, healing elixir, strength potion, and an energy potion. That's pretty darn good. Still, it looks like this is a Venati house. Or that a Venati lives in here. Which is very interesting. I mean, think about it. You've got the sun symbol of Avernum. You've got a Venati. You've got a dresser that has a Venati style to it, and this looks like the crystal torch that the Venatis tend to have. It's fascinating. Not something I ever expected to see. Well, we picked our way in, and there's nothing in there but wood. This shop at first appears to be the shop of the resident potioneer. However, the magical machinery doesn't seem to quite fit in the scheme of things. A small man dressed in the robes of a mage is bustling around the shop, ensuring nothing explodes. Then you notice a small sign on the door that says, Yolis's Magic Works for all magic needs. Sounds promising. This man is bustling about, making sure whatever is boiling in his cauldrons doesn't explode. However, he takes a minute to speak with you. I am Yolis, the town's worker of the arcane. Are you in need of my services? Why is it such a mess in here? My magical prowess requires complicated machinery and arcane equipment, but the unfortunate fact is that in this town, this is the largest vacant building I could find, so it gets rather crowded in here. How much of this clutter is actually useful? All of it, naturally. All of the equipment you see is used in either making potions or my own line of work, neither of which I feel the need to explain to you. What services can you provide? I provide quality potions for many situations, and am quite capable in revealing the true identity of an item. Additionally, I can train you in several spells or in the arcane ways themselves. So what will it be? Potions! You can buy energy potions and all that kind of stuff. Nice. Identify items. I can tell you what these are for a gold per item. Magic! Magery and arcane lore. Interesting. Spells! Bolt of Fire level 2. Oh geez, I just realized that was almost all my money. Oops. You approach the lever, but Yolis quickly shoos you away. Don't touch that, he says, irritated. Tycor Lumber Administrative Center. Okay. This woman is sitting here doing absolutely nothing. She watches you carefully when you enter. Don't touch the records. I have a hard enough time keeping them clean without you pawing them. I'm Helen, administrator of the Tycor Lumber Company, and I'd appreciate it if you were to leave the premises as soon as possible. What is the Tycor Lumber Company? What does it sound like? We harvest lumber and then sell it to the Empire. Simple as that. Is lumber a major commodity around here? Of course, it's our chief export, and with all of the things we have to import to keep this town alive, it's the one thing that keeps this town prosperous. You don't look very busy. The brigands have brought everything to a halt. We can't import or export anything, thus I have nothing to do. Is lumber a major commodity around here? Oh, we already did that. I see an empty chair there. Do you have a partner? Yes, though he ran off when the problem started. He was helpful, but then he had to go and get himself killed by brigands. He didn't even consider how that would affect me and my business. Inconsiderate? He's dead! Yes, and now I have to manage this company by myself. All because he was scared of a few brigands. There's a difference between scared and dead. Jeez. Griver's Smithy. Get all your metal needs here. You step into the smithy and are immediately greeted with a wave of incredible heat. The air in here is hot almost to the point of causing blisters despite the numerous windows. Inside, you see a man pounding a piece of metal into shape on an anvil. Eventually, he angrily throws the hammer aside and spews vulgarities. Problems affecting the region are present here as well. Wonderful. I mean, this is a big place, but he's the only one here. The man is sweating profusely, no surprise considering how hot it is in here. After a while, he notices you and introduces himself. I'm Griver, smith, maker of weapons and armor. So what do you want? I'd like to purchase something. What'll it be? I got weapons, armor, and missile weapons. Armor? Decent stuff. Weapons? Kinda decent. Missiles? Yeah. Wait, you sell bows and arrows? I thought this was a smithy. He looks upset at you bringing it up. I don't wish to talk about it. It is something I will deal with by myself. Are you sure? He thinks about it a long time. Eventually, he gets up and continues hammering a piece of iron into shape. However, just as you are about to leave, he speaks in a low voice, as if he can barely stand to tell you. My brother made these. He did it as a hobby, hoping that he could become a fletcher as well as a smith. Those... He struggles with himself, seemingly trying to get the words out. We live outside of town. One night, he went out to retrieve some of his belongings from our house. He never came back. Please leave. Give me peace. I've told you all I can stand. He turns away and ignores you, hammering away on an anvil. What now? You don't talk a lot, do you? No, not since. The sentence trails off. He doesn't bother to elaborate. Where do you get the metal? It's imported like most of the stuff around here. We even import food. The only thing we really make ourselves is lumber, which we export enough of to compensate. What's in that back room? He looks at what you're addressing. Well, that's in my storeroom, where I keep the excess equipment. And if you enjoy leaving, it would be wise to stay away from there. He goes back to work. Alright, you know what? Let's leave it be. Let's see. Shrine of the Many. Ah, there you are. A priest paces serenely back and forth in the small shrine. It takes a minute to get him to notice you. When he does, however, he dedicates the entirety of his attention to you. Greetings, adventurers. I am Heron, divine priest of the many. What is it that you wish? What do you do here? I provide enlightenment for those who seek spiritual fulfillment with the many. I also heal the wounded, and teach both spells and medicinal skills to passing adventurers, all of which are at your disposal. What about spells? Okay. I could have improved healing, which is something I really needed to do. I'd like to learn medicinal techniques. Potion making and first aid. What is the Shrine of the Many about? The Shrine of the Many worships all the gods who influence our daily lives. Most temples worship only one or two gods, but followers of the many know the truth. There are millions of gods who rule us. He launches off into a list of all the gods they worship. It's an impressive list, really, and it's a marvel that he can remember them all. After a time, you stop him. What do you think about the brigand situation? I think you know the answer to that. It's terrible what's happening, though. I'm constantly getting besieged with soldiers that have been wounded from a raid, or getting sniped at from the woods with poison arrows. Have a lot of soldiers been getting injured? Not recently, thankfully. The brigands appear to want to conserve their strength. They don't want to pick fights where it's unnecessary. Thus, as long as the soldiers stay relatively close to home, they don't get attacked. Of course, they occasionally decide to snipe at a patrol with poison arrows now and then, but there's not a whole lot we can do there. I just try to keep them alive. Poison arrows? He nods grimly. Yes, their archers frequently coat the tips of their arrows with poison to make them less grievous and less fatal. I suggest curing that poison quickly. I don't know exactly what they're using, but it's quite potent. Of course. Anything in here we can use? An unidentified potion. Okay, and a healing potion, need that. Ooh, herbs. And a fine first aid kit, which we don't need. Alright, let's take a look at the barracks. You step into the barracks of the town guard. It's rather small, though there wasn't really any call for a large standing guard before now. You imagine that the people who sleep here aren't too happy with the city planning, though. Heat from the nearby smithy is pouring directly into here, making the room uncomfortably warm. You doubt you could get a decent night's rest here anyway. Yeah, and when they say uncomfortably small, those beds are packed in. How does anyone even get to this bed in the middle here? Jeez. Whoa, this has got to be the smallest mess hole you have ever seen. It fits a meager 6 people at a time, and there's only a small pot of stew ready to eat. People around here must not get hungry often. Yeah, sure, that's what it is. Meet with one of the soldiers of Losno. You make some small talk, but learn nothing useful. This woman bears the armor of a high-ranking soldier of the Empire Army. The desk she sits behind is covered with paperwork, all of which is currently getting ignored. She holds her head in her hands, apparently exhausted. When you address her, she immediately snaps to attention and shouts, "Get back to the walls!" Then she sees you aren't one of her soldiers. My apologies. It's been a while since I've last had a decent night's sleep. Allow me to introduce myself. Commander Allison, Garrison Commander of Losno, this backwoods excuse of a town. What do you want? Have you met any of these brigands in combat? Yes, and I can tell you that, for the most part, they're nothing special. They just tend to be a little faster and stronger than one would expect. The only reason we haven't destroyed them yet is because they outnumber us 2 to 1. Fortunately, with you here, that should change. Any tips on fighting the brigands? As a matter of fact, yes. Always go after their archers and spellcasters first. Those are the ones that pose any major threat. Especially the archers. I've lost some of my men to their arrows. You're happy to see adventurers. Well, I'm happy to see anyone who can get us out of this mess. Not about to let my own personal pride get in the way. How fares this garrison? Poorly. Most of the soldiers are exhausted and their morale is dropping drastically. I don't blame them either. We're fighting a foe that strikes from the wilderness without any warning and disappears just as quickly. Understood, so we're gonna have to keep our eyes out for ambushes. Alright, 1 building left, and that's a town hall. In we shall go. Records. We can look around in here. There's not much here aside from bureaucratic records, and even those are few and far between. Well, we found a scroll. Probably a cursed scroll, but I'll grab it anyway. That one's a lightning spray scroll. That one could actually prove useful. Okay. Mayor's office. Well, that's where we need to go. A small, beleaguered man is sitting behind an old, derelict desk, disinterestedly shuffling through all sorts of paperwork. You already met him. He pointed you to the home you slept in last night. He stands up as you address him. It's about time we got some help. I'm Mayor Van Dorst, coordinator and administrator of this travesty of a town. I introduced myself last night, but you were pretty tired, so... Anyway, are you ready to get to your mission? I'm sure you'd rather get this done and over with rather than make idle chatter with me. I saw the refugees near the warehouses. Is there anything you can do for them? You mean besides allowing them refuge inside town and starving ourselves to keep them alive? No, not really. He looks irritated at you suggesting he's not doing enough. Look, I know it looks bad, alright, but it could be a hell of a lot worse. Right now, they have a safe place to sleep and some rations of food, no matter how meager. We can't do any more for them without endangering ourselves and, by proxy, them. Are you sure there isn't any more you could do for them? Yes, I'm sure. We're in just as deep as them, even though it doesn't appear that way. I'm having to ration food to the entire town, not just the refugees. Almost everyone is down to 1 meal a day, including myself. I'm doing everything I can here to keep this town alive. I appreciate it if you'd stop suggesting otherwise. Why have they all come here? Is the fact that there are deadly heartless brigands swarming the area not enough justification for you? Is it not enough that anyone who leaves the safety of the town tends to end up dead or missing? I don't know about you, but the average person usually prefers to remain alive. So unless you think I should have let them all die out there, which I doubt, then I suffice to say that they have their reasons for coming into town. Wait, if everyone's a target, how did I get here unharmed? Well, I'd imagine they didn't deem you much of a threat. They don't seem to attack people that might cause them to take heavy losses. Not without good reason, anyway. That's why a small band of adventurers can get through. However, if you were a supply caravan going in either direction, or were one of my messengers pleading for help, I could pretty much guarantee that you would be dead before you left the area. Don't let this go to your head, though. I would be surprised if you weren't attacked at least once in the surrounding wilderness. Not much seems to escape that notice. Are they really that dangerous? Almost everyone who can tell you for sure are either dead or missing. There were 2 survivors from a caravan who told us that the brigands attacked without warning and didn't even offer surrender. They simply attacked, pillaged, and killed. They're pretty shaken up about the whole incident. So much so that they wanted to get as far away from here as possible as soon as they could. I imagine they're dead now. Are there any small jobs I can do for you? No, not really. Just do what you came to do. He continues working on paperwork. What can you tell me about this area? It's a nice little place, rather pretty. Nothing too spectacular. In fact, we wouldn't stand out at all except for the brigand problem. If that's your job, and I'd suggest you get to it. How much paperwork do you actually have? More than you want to know about, and less than I would normally have. His pen scratches away, jotting down numbers and information that appears to be nothing more than trivial and useless statistics. How long have you been mayor? He grimaces. A mind-numbing 21 years. Around here, the only thing a mayor is needed for, though, is to handle paperwork and bureaucratic nonsense. What can I find around town? Well, we have Driver's Smithy just across us. Heron has a shrine just west of the central pavilion, and Yorlis has a general magic shop to the south of the shrine. Other than that, there's not much to see. Why do you have a purple potted plant? Here's a gift from someone. I don't know who, I just found it outside with a note addressed to me. He shrugs. I'm ready to start my mission. Vandos looks relieved. Good, I hoped you would say that. Now, as you know full well, the T-Core Forest has been harassed by a small group of brigands. It wasn't serious at first, a pilfered caravan or farmhouse now and then. Our initial plan was to dispatch a small contingent from the town guard to deal with them. When they started increasing the rate of attacks, we had to use every man and woman we could just to keep the area secure. Thus, we're in a stalemate. You're in a stalemate with brigands? Not anymore. While all of this was unfolding, refugees started swarming into town. I'm doing everything I can for them, but they're draining what supplies we have. Pretty soon we'll either have to starve or surrender. So really, those vermin are laying siege to this town. With great success. Where do I fit into this story? I'm getting to that! What you need to do is go to the brigand hideout and do what adventurers do best. Kill them. Killing the leader should suffice, but I'd prefer if you just slay the entire lot of them. You can find a path to their hideout near the lumber camp to the northwest, though I'm pretty sure it's not the only one. You'll be hard-pressed finding the others, though. Understood. Lumber camp to the northwest. Got it. This ladder appears to lead into the ceiling. There's a trapdoor at the top with a small silver lock. However, you lack the key to unlock it. Makes sense. Okay. This is outside. As you attempt to leave, a young woman in near hysterics runs up to you, calling for you to wait. You turn and see what she wants. She quickly introduces herself as Layla and gets straight to the point of why she's here. Adventurers. My husband Lyle and I came here a week ago to keep safe from the bandits. However, Lyle went back to our home to retrieve some of our possessions, and he never came back. It's been almost 5 days, and he still hasn't returned. Please, adventurers, I'm begging you, find my husband and bring him home safely. I can't bear to lose him. She goes on like this for a while. Eventually, she describes him to you, without you actually saying you would help her. Either way, you should be able to recognize him now if you see him. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. Alright, and thus we've made it out. Let's start looking around this place. You can't help but notice that most of the houses you pass have either been abandoned or ransacked. It appears that their occupants have either to lost know or fled the area entirely. I'm guessing that was supposed to be retreated or hid to lost know or something. This road leads away from the T-Core Forest and into more secure Empire lands. It would be very easy to leave this place and never return. Of course, you haven't completed your mission yet. The brigands are still a major threat to this area. Leaving now could seal their fate. No, I'm not leaving. You meet a band of soldiers attempting to keep the Lost No area secure. They half-heartedly warn you about the bandits and move on. Oh, that's interesting. I see what they meant by you'd be hard-pressed to find the other routes. Looks like this is another... Yeah. No, I don't wish to leave the scenario, of course. No, I don't wish to leave the scenario. As far as it's thick. This must be the lumber camp. Several burly men work at chopping down trees for lumber, but the brigands have caused trouble here too. None of them wants to talk to you. Eventually you get one person to tell you where the route to the brigand lair can be found. It's just north of the camp. He then asks you to leave them alone. Which means that. But... well, you know what, I guess we can try taking the main route. Let's take a look through here. You encounter a small contingent of brigands guarding this path. They attack you on sight. Oddly enough, they don't behave like normal brigands. They stay essentially silent during their charge. 4 brigands and a fighter. Okay, ow. Ow. Alright, we can definitely do this. Leather helmet, iron spear, and a bit of leather armor. Alright, let me disseminate this. Yes, that's the word I'm using. Draco, you're getting that. You're getting the leather helmet. I think we got fine leather armor. And some regular leather armor, which Sheik will use. Draco, you're using the spear. And the poor leather armor. Actually, I don't think that's actually worth anything. Yeah. Alright, let's try this next group. You find another, slightly larger gang of bandits waiting for you. They attack in their unusual, silent manner. It's a little unnerving. Oh, wow! When they said those guys were strong, they were not kidding. That was not helpful at all. Okay, get rid of that archer. Okay, then. Okay, let's get a healing to Fox. Fireball. Okay, and we got poison arrows, and an ash bow, and we got sandals. Are we even... Yeah, we are wearing sandals. I think all of us are. Okay. Alright, that'll do for now. Okay, what are we going to hand out? We've got... Okay, that crude short sword should go to Bonnie, as should the arrows and the ash bow. We've got regular leather armor. Only regular. And leather helmets to every... Oh, that's a poor one. Okay, we've got poor leather helmets. Okay, that's how we'll get all the things out. Use that. Okay. Oh, and suddenly 2 brigands. They were just wandering around here. There we go. Leather armor. Yeah, you're all wearing sandals. Alright, I'm gonna run back to town just to sell this stuff, because it's a decent amount of loot. I just saw some other brigands out there. Okay. Wait. That worked. Alright. Back into town just to sell these things. I should be able to sell them to anyone, I hope. Yes, we can. Good. Alright, sell all this stuff. And now that we actually have some coin, let's get this identified. Yes, identify my items. This is a searing bomb and a bitter loss roll. Neither of which are things I want to use. Okay. Now back out we go. That looks like the main route. Can we deal with this last group? Sure, let's try. These brigands are gathered around what appears to be an apprentice mage performing magic. When they spot you, however, the mage decides to apply his magic for more destructive purposes. A fighter and a magician. Oh, that's not good. I got rid of the mage, but I think we may be about to die. Holy crap, we survived! That's astounding. Alright, Sheik, just survive. You're doing well. Okay. That's beautiful. Alright, grab all these things that are actually worth coin. Only the things that are actually worth coin. That was wonderful. Alright. Well, we've gone through that. I think I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll go into the bandit camp to clear them out. Okay, these bandits are going to be tricky. The mages are a pain, and the archers are painful. Oh boy. Well, that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.